Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in today. My name is Nomhlanga. I'm an immigrant nurse living and working in Germany. On this channel, I share everything about nursing, about food, about traveling, and most of all, lifestyle through the eyes of an immigrant in Germany. If these are the topics that excite you, please consider subscribing if you haven't done so. Anyway, on today's video, I'm sharing with you nursing challenges and solutions. Well, just a quick flashback. I have been working in a German hospital since January 2014. And I think I can safely share with you what has been my experience, what difficulties I've encountered, and the solutions to these difficulties. These tips might help someone who is already a nurse here, or someone who is aspiring to be a nurse, or someone who is already a nurse but they do not practice in Germany, so that they get an insight of what happens here, so that they find these solutions and also to prepare themselves on what's to come. I hope they'll be helpful to you, so stay tuned. Number one, long shifts. Sometimes we do not plan these long days at work. They just happen automatically. For example, just before you knock off, there could be an emergency and you now have to stay at work, making your day longer. You can't leave someone dying. Maybe it's a reanimation and they just say, I'm going home. You have to stay and work with your colleagues. So that's one problem. And also when it comes to these long shifts and stuff, sometimes you might find yourself that you have been asked to come and take an extra shift because of the serious staff shortage that's happening in Germany. So you might find out that sometimes you have to work even 6 days a week, 5 days, depending on how which contract you have. And the solution to this is try and plan your day ahead. Also, whenever possible, get enough rest. Number two, changing schedules. In Germany, in the nursing field, we have got 3 shifts. Well, those are the common ones. Like there is the morning shift, the afternoon shift, and the night shift. So sometimes you might find out that today you've got the afternoon shift, which starts at 1 p.m. and ends at 9 p.m. Then tomorrow you've got the morning shift, which starts at 6 a.m. and ends at 2 p.m. So you see that gap between 9 p.m. and 6 p.m. For some people it's short. Well, for example, me, because I live far from work. So what I would say is in every company, in every ward also, there is something called a wish book, the wish plan. Go and write there. Maybe you can say, okay, I would love to work like this, like this. In some, if you are contracted by that hospital, sometimes it could be a challenge because there are a lot of you who want the same thing. You might get it, you might not get it. And then if you are a travel nurse, you plan your own shifts. This one is an advantage. You get to plan in advance. I have already planned my shifts until end of this year. So you know how to organize your things. And also, if you've got appointments, try and move them, private appointments. You can move them to the days when you are off duty so that you wake up fresh and it doesn't inconvenience you. Number 3, emotional involvement. This could be a mistake that you make at work, or maybe a death of a patient. There are those patients who come and touch your heart in a special way, and now because they are dead, you now put a lot of emotion into that phase, that scenario. I would say try and talk to your colleagues about it, or maybe get counseling. Sometimes it's not even your fault that someone died. it was just nature, but because you're so emotionally attached to that patient, it makes life difficult for you. Number 4, exposure to illnesses and chemicals. Like, our job is so risky. You are at high risk of catching any infection that's at the hospital. You are at risk of getting that infection which the patient brought in the hospital. So I would say, when it comes to this, wear the protective clothing. I know, remember in the corona time, we had glasses and all those things. And until now, if maybe the patient is coughing heavily, you do not know whether they've got the tuberculosis, just wear a mask and protect yourself. And also, take note of the hygiene measures in your establishment. We all know there are 6 rules to wash your hands in the hospital. There are all that. Follow it. Disinfect your hands as often as possible. Wear gloves and all that stuff. And also, everyone here has got that yellow book where you get your vaccinations. For your vaccinations, make sure they're up to date. Go to your bed trips. Ask, this doctor is the doctor who is responsible for all the stuff in your establishment. Make sure they're up to date, or if you do not want them knowing, go to your own private doctor. Make sure they are up to date, because in case something happens and you are infected, then they discover that your vaccinations weren't up to date, you are going to have a very serious problem. Number 5, physical demands. We all know that our job isn't an easy one. We don't spend the day sitting down on the computer. In nursing, we move, we run. This can't be avoided. What I can say, go and attend those Fortbildung, those workshops on kinesthetics. They are like every nursing home, Krankenhaus, whatever, where there is care work, they offer these. Attend them. They will show you how you are going to transfer a patient from the bed to the wheelchair and all that stuff. And also take vitamins. Magnesium will help you. Our bones are getting older, but yeah, just try and take care of your health. Number 6 is the changing technology. We can't avoid this one. Everything these days is computerized and this and that. Although Germany is a slow country, but in the hospitals, we are also computerized. So I would say, to avoid this challenge, I know it takes time in order for you to understand the whole system. Attend the workshops. Ask questions. Have a notebook where you're going to be writing down, like, how do I print this out? How do I do that? Maybe I have to take the CRP lab blood sample from a patient. How do I do that? How do I print this on the computer? So that way, you'll also be avoiding mistakes. And also, this is most important for the night nurses. Like, in some hospitals, you're alone. In some nursing homes, you're alone at night, or it's just the 2 of you. So be ready to have everything in order. Don't create a mistake because you can't understand a system. Be always checked up. Number 7, work-life balance. I would say, instead of doing only night duty, like for the whole year or forever, I would say maybe do those shifts where you can be exchanging. Like, let's say, what I usually do, I'll have 2 morning shifts, 2 afternoon shifts, and then I will have 2 nights in a block. So I know it's now a bit balanced. And then I have off duty. Then start my cycle again, depending on the events that are happening in my family. That way, it also helps me, like, my mind gets cleared, because I noticed before I used to do a lot of night duty, maybe 7 nights in a block. Then I'm missing out 8 days of my family life, because every day in the afternoon I'll be sleeping. I can't function properly, and also my daily rhythm gets disturbed. And also, you can reduce working hours if it's possible for you. It's allowed here. Instead of working full time, which is 100%, you can reduce and work 80% so that you also have some free time to yourself. Number 8 is the bad treatment from patients. It's unbelievable, but it happens. Sometimes we are beaten by patients, sometimes we are insulted. Then there are the relatives who come and ask impossible things. They are not friendly, they shout. You can name anything. My tip would be, if you've got such a difficult patient, make sure you document every word they say. Document it down. Tell the other colleagues what happened. If you have to attend to that patient again, do not go alone. Go with someone who is going to be your witness. Sometimes we might have you might have a really difficult patient. Every establishment has got security. Call security to help you. We once had a patient who wanted to commit suicide, and this patient had always written a note that the nurse said I should jump. So we documented that. And one time we noticed that this person has been planning to jump through the window. We had to call the security so that they help us, because we couldn't do anything ourselves. Number 9, and it's the last one, staff shortage. We know at the moment in Germany we're facing a very serious shortage in the healthcare. So my tip will be to avoid being burnt out. Find out about your hospital or that place where you wish to work at. How is their policy on overtime? Even on your interview or when you're doing that hospitations day, just go to the ward, ask to see their shift plan. That can tell you a lot on what's happening in that hospital. You might find out that maybe in a block of time there are 15 people off sick, this and that. Then it can tell you how is their staff shortage. Sometimes you go and sign a contract and then only to discover that you are the only person they are hanging their lives on, and they will make you work. I'm joking. A few tips from me will be: trust your instincts. Remember, learning doesn't end on your graduation day. Instead, the real learning phase is starting the day you are a graduated nurse. Treat that patient as they are your family. Teamwork is dreamwork. Don't always be that person who says, I know it all, I do things on my own. Never underestimate the power of listening. Do your best and learn from your mistakes. Believe in yourself. And most of all, enjoy this fulfilling career. With that, guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you on my next videos. I have got interesting videos coming up. One of the citizenship process. And also I've got the opportunity card, how it works. I'm going to explain this one for you in very simpler terms. Yeah, and many more. Thank you for tuning in today. I'll see you on my next one. Bye.